You mentioned by name Tully's Farm several times. I assume that means you got a freebie.
No, it's nothing to do with freebie. I go there every year and I want to promote them because people who don't know about it, I want them to know about it.
How much did you pay for the tickets?
Nothing. Well, it's not about that. I get invited.
Told you. Hello and welcome to 2 Pints with Will and Ralf, Season 6, Episode 9. We have got Dr. Dave coming in a little bit later to talk to us. Dr. Dave, who, of course, we're talking to in our collaboration with Newman.com. Thanks very much to them for their ongoing support. He's going to talk to us about weight loss. He's talked to us about a few things, erectile dysfunction, testosterone deficiency, lifestyle stuff in general, just general health, not just men's health, but general health and stuff. He's going to be talking to us about weight loss and weight management. So that's something to look forward to. We're very pleased to say, we have... I mean, it's technically not a beer sponsor. It's the kit, really, but we've got a beer sponsor.
Wait, listen, we've got a beer in the studio.
We've got beer in the studio.
Keg.
Now, I'm going to do full disclosure to our listeners and viewers. We tend to record these. Because I can see you laughing already. We tend to come in and record a couple of these in a day. And this will be our third section of something that we've done. And I've had a beer every time. And Will hasn't. And I've only had 2 beers over about 3
Your
hours.
eyes are a little bit glossy. You've not had enough food. You've got to get the lining in.
I've got to have brown food like we said.
You've got to put the foundations in.
Pints. Well, listen, when in Rome, Will, would you please, I want to talk about our beer sponsor while you
we're pouring a pint?
Me a pint. Are you not going to have one?
No, I'm not having one.
You absolute shit.
No, because I'm not drinking at the moment. If it's an alcohol-free one, I'm just
Well, not unfortunately, but we've got beer and Moretti in.
Okay.
But as I'm about to explain, you can also get Heineken.
I'll get it. I'll pour you one.
But would you pour me one? This is a magnificent piece of kit that we're very, very pleased with, and it's from beerwolf.com. BEERWULF. Beer as in beer, and wolf as in the old school Anglo-Saxon spelling. WULF. Beerwolf.com. This is basically you can pour your own freshly chilled pub quality pints, which Will's doing for me right now. He's left a little bit of a head on it, but I guess...
That's how you're supposed to have it.
I guess that's fine. You can do it better than that. You can enjoy your pub quality pints from as little as £1.91 a pint. There's a huge range of beers and ciders available. Cruz Campo, Heineken, Beer Moretti, which we've got, Orchard Thieves and more. And you are watching your drinking, so you can have Heineken.
Just because what that doctor said. It's what I'm saying. He's ruined it.
I know.
I just saw...
Dr. Dave's put the shits up you, hasn't he?
Well, he certainly has. Talking about shit, I've got to talk to you about shit.
I bet you have. Look, and there's also, it's worth saying, Christmas is coming up. New Year, this is perfect.
It's a perfect gift for any man, mind you, or woman who likes beers.
You've got one at home, haven't you? And you are legit enjoying it.
It's very difficult to walk past it without pouring yourself a little one.
Well, you can get your Heineken 0.1.
Well, that's what I'm going to do.
Right. I'm sure you are. As always, we have an offer. So just head over to beerwolf.com and order your Blade Home Draft Starter Pack with £100 off today. Of course, do enjoy responsibly. This is going to have to be my last one for the day because these 2 pints have affected me.
You've not had
more than I was expecting. 2 pints in like 3 hours?
Yes,
what's happened to me?
You've not had enough food.
I've not had any brown food.
No.
Anyway, cheers.
Cheers,
you
mate.
shit house. You're not even having one. Don't hold up
I poured it for you.
Don't hold up
I'm the barman.
Glass.
Whenever do you see the barman with a beer behind the bar? You don't. Enjoy.
Unbelievable.
Enjoy.
Before we go any further,
what?
How's your teeth?
What's up with my teeth?
You know what's up with your teeth.
I know.
You were giving it tons. On this podcast, you've been going, composite bonding, to the point where I secretly looked into it and didn't.
Good.
Well, is it? You look like...
Nothing.
You look like... They're dominoes.
No.
They're like piano keys.
No.
Right, for a start.
No, they don't.
And secondly, you were giving it tons about composite bonding. You were late for the start of our podcast recording because the composite bonding fell off.
No, it didn't fall off.
What happened?
I found out that I didn't know that I grind my bleeding teeth when I sleep. I didn't know that.
I could have told you that.
Well,
it's not like I've ever slept with you, but I could have told you that was likely.
Well, it's not that. I had a bit of crunching under the front one the other morning. I was like, that's a bit weird.
You had a bit of a crunchy under the...
Crunching.
Oh, I thought you were...
Under my front tooth. And then the other morning I woke up and I rubbed my tongue over it and it felt like it was a jagged bit. And I looked in the mirror and I chipped the front of my tooth off. Just the front bit. So
how? From grinding your teeth?
Yeah, I must have pulled me too forward. It's caught an edge. Because when you have composite bonding, it's a bonding that goes over your teeth, right? So you can make your teeth look whiter and smoother and neater, which is why I had it done. I was going to go somewhere else and have it done over the weekend because I knew I was coming in today and I didn't want to come in with a chipped tooth. A, you'd take the piss. But B, I don't want to be on camera looking like Chippy. So I had it sorted this morning. It's great, perfectly done. There you go, no problems.
Right, okay.
There is other things that I've done this week.
Hold on. I'm not finished with the teeth.
All right, go on, what else?
I overheard you explaining something to your son Jaden earlier that you didn't think I could hear.
About what?
What's the upshot of the whole teeth grinding thing?
What do you mean?
What do you have to wear when you go to bed now?
Fucking gum shield. No, seriously. She said, what we're going to do is, because so it doesn't keep happening, we're going to have to give you I thought, I'm not getting in bed looking like Rocky Balboa. I can't have a gum
I've
shield.
seen you because of when we stayed in the haunted house. When you get to sleep, you have an eye mask, a specialised eye mask.
Earplugs.
Huge headphones to do white noise. Now you've got a gum shield. Is Michelle ever going to have sex with you again?
I know, it's terrible. Not only that, she wears a do-rag and an eye mask. She looks like a bank robber. She's got a hairnet on. We look like a right pair.
Remember the days when you were younger, you used to go, can't wait to get to bed with her. Oh, it's going to be great. Now you're like, okay, babe, I'm just getting ready.
I'm like, we've got time to something here.
You've got to be responsible to remember to like put a condom on. Now you're just like that. Forget that. I've got a whole routine that involves putting 8 things on my dish.
Once I'm ready for bed, it takes a long time to take it all off. Eye mask, earplugs. Now I've got to get my gum shield out. Well, I've not got a gum shield yet because I don't think I've got a bad gag reflex. Have you ever been to one of them orthodontics appointments? You used to have to bite into that horrible gel. That pink shit.
Yeah, and it
makes you go right. It plays with your clacker. It's audible.
So you've got to wear a gum shield for your grinding of your teeth.
Well,
and you've got to have headphones.
No, I don't have headphones. I have a sound speaker at the side of the bed.
Noise. And I also earplugs.
Yeah.
And you've got eye mask.
Eye mask. Yeah.
Hey, Will, I've got an idea. Go to therapy. My God. You're the most anxious man I've ever known.
Do you know what it is? I like to when I need my sleep because I've got a lot of energy, and I think, especially from hotels, you can't guarantee them chambermaids. Please tell me, for people who stay in hotels,
chambermaids. Are we in 1842?
What are they called?
Cleaners,
right? Chambermaids, aren't they? Is that what they are?
I don't know.
Well, them people.
Fetch the chambermaid. My chamber pot needs emptying and my bed is cold.
Hey, this is my point is, when you stay in a hotel and you put do not disturb on your door, them fuckers know. So in the morning, like you're having a lie-in because you're not going to be up that morning, 9 o'clock, hi Shirley, what was you up to last night? Don't know. Joan, did you see who it was? I don't know. Dead outside your door thinking, we'll wake him up, he'll leave earlier so we can get it clean and get home. So that's for them. Speaker, earplugs. Do
you think that's what's happening, or do you think maybe they're just making conversation while they're doing their job?
They should be respectful. These people are asleep at 9 o'clock in the bleeding morning. If I'm not going to be up.
You used to be a man of the people. Now you're like, Shirley, shut the fuck up. I'm sleeping.
The amount of times they've knocked on the door and I've got the do not disturb. Oh, I'm out of that bed like a flash. Do you not see my do not disturb?
I have to say that I think that's only happened to me twice in my entire life.
Oh, it drives me. It's the most annoying things.
I did have a sense of humour failure. It's like, what do you think this is for?
Yeah. What do you think I said? Does that say come in? No, It says do not fucking disturb.
Say, do not disturb unless you think maybe you should just check.
Well, the thing is, sometimes I just stay in bed and go, no.
I've done that. I've literally laid in bed and gone, no. All right, okay, that's the teeth thing.
These other things.
The upshot of the teeth thing is you have to wear a gum shield and go to fucking therapy. But okay, fine. What else have you been up to?
I went a bit ago. We haven't spoken about it. I went to Shocktober, the horror festival.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in Tully's Farm. Absolutely loved it. Me, my son, my daughter, my wife, my son's girlfriend, my daughter's friend. We stayed over, made a night of it. It's great. You know, you go around horror mazes and
Tully's Farm. You stayed over?
Yeah, not at the farm. We stayed at a hotel nearby to make a night of it, basically. It was great. We had a great evening. I love that sort of stuff because when your kids get to a certain age, there's only certain things, you know, they're going to want to do with you, you know, on holidays, but you can't do the childish things anymore. But Tully's Farm is perfect. It's got rides. It's got like the waltzes and stuff. It's got a circus and it's got horror mazes. It's just good fun. Restaurant, some food and drinks. It was great and we had a great time. Thing was, the next day, we got up and Jaden, because there was 6 of us, we couldn't fit everyone in my car. So I drove and Jaden drove in his car. Get up the next morning. I set off. He sets off. Anyway, as I'm driving, we get a phone call. I broke down, Dad. I was like, oh no. So he pulled into a road. So I said, right, I'll turn around and come back and see you. We go back and I say, do you know what? I'll stay with Jaden. And said to Michelle, even though we had his girlfriend with him, I thought I'll stay with him just in case. You go off to take Renee home and her friend because she had to be home. And it's about an hour and 20 minutes. Sat there. Anyway, Jaden has to press his roadside assistance. He's not a member. He has to join. And they say, well, you can join now. I think it's like 209 quid, £120 to join. And the £89 is the call out. But we'll be with you within the hour. So Jaden said, well, you're on the line now. I might as well just pay it. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of money for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was in the car. Anyway, paid for it. Okay, just stay on hold for about 15 minutes. And someone comes on. Okay, someone's coming out to you now. They're going to be with you an hour. An hour. Yeah. An hour goes by. We get a message. It's going to be another half an hour.
Right.
An hour goes by.
Oh.
We were there for 5.5 hours at the side of this road. And I'm telling, do you know what? This is what annoys me. And this is why I'm saying
You'd have been better off walking to a garage.
Just don't talk bollocks. Don't lie to me.
Don't lie to me.
Because
just tell me, look, it's going to be 5 hours.
We don't know how long it's going to be.
It's going to be 5 hours. But you go, okay, now I know where I stand.
I wouldn't have said to Jaden, pay that money. But I thought, if it's only been within an hour, then that's fine. We was in total... he was part there from 12:30. We arrived home at 7:00 that night. Mm-hmm. What annoys me about this is I find this a lot now in this area where they just lie to you to get money, but also to so you don't cancel it. They say within the hour, and then they don't say it's going to be 3 hours because you go, bollocks, I'll go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. They lie to you, and we were there for nearly 6 hours at the side of this road. It pissed me. It ruined what was a great time. I'd rather them say, listen, we don't know how long it's going to be. It's very busy, but we'll be back in touch. Rather than say, if you pay this, it'll be with you within the hour. Yeah, bullshit. But I have to say this. The guy who's shown up was fantastic. He turned up, and because it was a Sunday, things were closing. He says, I haven't got this part on me that I think we need, but I'm going to go to a garage that I know nearby. I'm going to get the part. I'm going to say, and he was there for a good hour and a half in the rain. Made sure my son's car got on the road.
Of course he was, because he'd been watching the football for 6 hours previously. You're waiting for him for 6 hours.
He said
he was in the best mood ever.
He said, I'd only just got sent this job. So them lying all this time wasn't someone... I said, are they coming from Manchester? I was in Crawley. Jaden said, at the end of the day, he said, we could have gone to Amsterdam and back, to Amsterdam and back, and Amsterdam. I said, we could have flown to Dubai in the time we've been sat at the side of this road.
You've touched a nerve there with me. It's just don't lie to me. Just say, look, we can't be sure. But do you know what? We'll text you with an update every 15 minutes, even if the update is we still don't know it. Just do something.
I called them.
Say, we'll be there within the hour.
I bollocked them on the phone. And do you know what they said? Well, you can cancel it if you want. I said, but then no one's coming. And then I've got to find someone else. I've been waiting for 3 hours already.
Yeah.
And I just hate them. And do you know what other thing I hate? This is while we're on the rant. The automated message. So we're extreme in a high number of calls at the moment. I was like, hang on. It's an automated message. How do you know? The first thing I listen to is an automated message to tell me that you're really busy, which is bollocks because you've recorded this before.
I don't think that's how it works, but whatever. I was trying to pay a gas or electricity bill on a property.
Yeah.
Fucking you were with me.
I was with you. And you hate being on the phone.
I hate being on the phone at the best of time. So I'm calling it. It's like, welcome to the automated service. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're an existing customer, press 1. If you're a new customer, press 2. And I'm like, I just want to.
I know.
All I need to do is pay 20 quid. Take my number, take my card details, whatever.
Give me a human, please.
I get to it. It took me about an hour. Me and you were filming, and I get a human, and I've been all around the houses, and then I'm like, what? I'm like, what? They said, what do you need? And I said, right. Well, I don't know if I've come through to the right department. And I explained to them and they go, yeah, sorry, you're not in the right department. I'm like, I know, I said that. I've literally already made that point. And they're like, well, sir, you're going to have to call this other number. And I was like, no. I've tried that. You put me through to the other number. Put me through to it. Dead.
Yeah. Oh, you got to start again.
Start again.
Oh.
I've been doing this 3 times, and I can see you getting more and more excited
I hate it.
by how irritated
I hate it.
get. And eventually, I get to this guy, and he's like, "Okay, what's the postcode? Do you remember this? What's the postcode of the property you're talking about?" And I wanted to say something like NW thing, and because I was like, so like military alphabet. I was like,
oh, I remember
because N
November
can be
whiskey
confused
tango,
with M.
all that. Yeah,
I just went, okay, it's November whiskey 1-3, and there was this pause, and he went, "No, sir, I need you to give me the postcode." And I went, "Yeah, November whiskey 1-3, sir." And he went, "Sir, I'm confused. I just need you to give me the postcode." And I went, "November whiskey 1-3," and he went, "That's not a postcode." And I went, "It's NW13," and he said, "Oh, I've never heard that." And I went, "What did you think I was just doing? Giving you months of the year?" Just going, "I'd like you to pay this. I'd like to pay this electricity bill at some time in fucking November." How's he? I know that being in a call center, I can honestly understand it can be a stressful job and you have to deal with dickheads all the time. But I wasn't being a dickhead, and it's like, how are you doing this job and you've never heard somebody read a postcode like that? I'm trying to make your job easier.
I agree. The amount of times you have to put in before you get to talk to a human, the amount of times you've got to go, put in, what is the password on your account?
Tried to do it the other day.
No, wait, let me finish. So you start off and he goes, the fastest way to do this would be to go online.
I know that, but I've called you. You don't need to tell me that.
I've not found the solution online. That's why I'm fucking calling. But then you say, see if can you just type in your date of birth. Beep, boop, boop, beep. You put that in. What is the password on your account? Beep, boop, 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 beep, boop, boop. Okay, can you tell us the 3 numbers that are in your postcode? Beep, boop, 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 boop. We're going to transfer you to a representative to complete your... Then you come on the phone and go,
can I take your postcode?
Can you take your postcode, please? What's your password on the account? It's like, I've just fucking done all this. I've been on the phone for over an hour.
So the other day, I've had this one. It took me 5 attempts, and I finally get through. And I'm like this on the phone. And it's going, now please enter your customer reference number. It's 27 digits long. And I'm like, and I go,
I know.
Wait, and I go, fuck.
Please enter your customer number.
And I go, beep, boop, beep, beep. Okay, back to the other page. Okay, file 5621. Beep, boop,
we did not recognise your customer number. Please try again.
It's like, you took too long to enter your customer. Please try again. Oh my God.
No, I have to find the email with the customer number on whilst you're on the phone, mate.
And you've got the window of time they give you, and it's like...
I know.
Service not working at the moment. I'm like, I am going to... And then, do you know what I want to do? I want to smash my fucking phone.
I'm still the same.
But they don't get punished.
No.
That's just me punishing myself.
It's just... All it is now is I just want to talk to a human being who
understands what November whiskey means.
And we can just get it done. It's just everything takes long. Technology now, it's just... And also now, I went into a shop the other day with Michelle, and she was right. We went into a shop. We was in Paddington Station. We said, we'll get us some snacks. We're going to the hotel. It was last night. And I go in, and there's a bloke stood there watching us use the self-service machine. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Enjoy.
What's your job? Just to watch people scan shit? You could serve us. And she said, I think what they do now is they're just there to man the shop.
Yeah. Just to make sure. So
there's no customer service. Yeah. You've just got to scan shit.
How many times have you heard this? Unidentified item in bagging
area.
I
just think, well, I'm robbing it then. I'm not paying for it then.
Love a rob.
Oh, no, don't trust me. Don't trust me with them automated. It's your own fault. Put a person in there.
Technology now, though. I don't think in the case, particularly with the call center thing, I don't think it's technology that's the problem. Because
they just don't want you to talk to somebody.
It just doesn't work.
No, I'm saying
it's not technology. It's not that like we can't keep up with technology. It's just a bad system.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you know what we sound? Old.
It's true. But hey, I'm telling you now, there's people listening to this that are thinking exactly the same as us.
Yeah, and some of them are in their 20s. Good. So we have Dr. Dave back with us. Thanks for coming in again, Dr. Dave. You're going to talk to us, because we're in collaboration with Newman. Weight loss is a big thing that's talked about a lot these days. Loads of articles about all sorts of things going on. And it's part of something that Newman.com offer, and it's a very complicated conversation, right? What? What were you going to say?
I agree, because there's so much information out there, you don't know who to believe.
And misinformation.
And, with our phones in our hands, you get fed all sorts. And I think it's good to have a discussion where we can actually talk about it and find out what the right thing to do is.
Let's try and clear some things up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we've spoken a lot about middle-aged men and our health, and we can't really have that discussion without mentioning weight. Weight's a big part of that. I think we've been getting it wrong for years and years. We have been making people feel guilty about their weight. We've been talking about blame and shame. And it's a terrible way of getting people to lose weight. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. And we need to really think about weight as something really complex. It's not just about willpower. It's a mixture of your biology, your genetics. It's a mixture of your psychology. Sometimes we eat because of how we feel, stress. There's emotional aspect to food. And there's also the sort of sociological aspect. There's all food all around us. There's 6 donuts for £1 in the supermarket. There's so many different factors that affect our weight and our ability to basically stop eating too much. And we need to really think about it holistically. You're right. The medication has been a game changer. It's been a game changer. And for many people, it works incredibly well. And that's fantastic. But it's not the kind of individual answer. We need to think about things more holistically. And we need to think about people's health with weight within that.
I'm actually going to cop to this and apologise to, I don't know, the world at large. But when I was younger, you grow up and you think differently about things a lot. But because I don't have this thing that people call food noise, and we've talked about this, and because genetically I don't put on weight very easily, and because I've never, ever eaten a single thing emotionally, I genuinely, when people say, I'm eating my feelings, or all this sort of stuff makes me feel better, because I don't have that, purely because of my brain chemistry and psychology, I've been pretty dismissive about it over the years. And I've basically thought, you're just making excuses. And it's obviously so much more complicated than that, the psychology of things. And so my apologies to, the world at large for being a bit of a dick about that sort of stuff. But I think that's quite, in society, I think that happens a lot.
Yeah, 100%. I think the medical profession is still catching up, and we've been giving bad advice for years that hasn't been working. So we need to change the way we look at things as a society and the medical profession. I do think the big food companies have got a lot to answer for in terms of how they advertise food and market it, particularly to kids. But we need to think about changing the way we eat and how we think about food. And I can think of things that I would have said 10 years ago that I wouldn't say now. So we used to say, and some parts of the NHS, they still say this, you should be eating low-fat food. But we are now saying high-fat, high-protein,
Low sugar.
low carbs, low sugar,
Yeah.
and eat real food. We'd rather people were eating butter than margarine now.
Yeah.
And that's been a massive shift. And so with you apologising for things you've said in the past, I can think of patients who are probably listening to this thinking, I'm sure Dr. Dave told me,
wait a second.
stop eating all that butter.
Isn't
10
that
years
the problem,
ago.
though? We're so fed, we're full of information going, eat this is good for you, eat that is bad for you, don't eat this, it's bad for you, don't eat that, it's good for you. It's just like, what do you believe? And I think education is key, right? But where do you get that education from? What you should be eating, what you shouldn't be eating, how much you should be eating. I mean, but I'm saying, but people don't walk around with a doctor on the shoulder or on a podcast. I'm saying they have their phones in their hand and they're fed. Have these supplements. These will save your life.
Well, actually,
eat these. Don't eat these.
To be fair, sorry to jump in here, Dr. Dave, but correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like what you're saying there is there's loads of information out there, and Dr. Dave's saying, look, the medical profession's trying to catch up. These are the people who do have your best interests at heart, but thinking changes, and that is one thing.
Yeah.
But there's an enormous amount of misinformation out there, and anybody willing to sell you any idea for their supplements or their non-data, non-science-backed, just do this and this is okay. I mean, there's loads out there on all social media. So
agreed.
It's a tough one to navigate.
Agreed. I would say there's a couple of things that I think are useful to remember when we talk about real food. Anything that your grandmother wouldn't have recognised as a kid in terms of a food. Like she wouldn't have known what, I can't really say the brands exactly, but a lot of the stuff that you see in the supermarkets, she would have gone, what the hell is that? And that's because it's not real food.
Yeah.
Anything that is real food, it's genuinely better for us than anything that's been effectively made. And when you look on the ingredients and you see things that you wouldn't have in your kitchen cupboard at home, it's another kind of really good indicator that's ultra processed food, and we should be avoiding it.
Do you have any thoughts? I was just thinking then about that. There are legit influencers out there, doctors and science-based doctors.
Yeah.
If somebody's out there and they just want to get the right advice, is there a way to sort of spot like they're not really a quick fix, is it? You just have to learn to be discerning and go, that doesn't sound like it's backed by the right evidence. Just a claim is not the same as evidence. Would you have any advice for that kind of thing?
It's so difficult. You're right. There's so much information out there. I think sometimes with food, we can keep it simple. So if we say, well, high fat, high protein, low sugar, real food, if you can just remember those 4 things, that's what I try to stick to. Having said that, I think it's really important that we allow ourselves to have a takeaway and a beer on a Friday night without feeling overwhelmed.
Only
with
on a
guilt.
Friday? Oh, no.
No. Will does that and then doesn't have that on a Friday. Will has an anti-cheat day. All of his days are cheat days apart from a Friday.
Life's for living, right? And I don't want to make people feel guilty about everything they eat.
Yeah.
Like you said, well, people are going to eat, what they eat there. They feel overwhelmed with all the information out there. So, but I think that mostly we are eating too much.
I feel like, and again, I'm saying this as somebody who doesn't have it. So it's observations that I've made about the way other people feel about food and eating. I've never felt food shame. Like I've never gone, I've eaten that and I'm disgusting. And I thought it was kind of a myth. And I realized a lot of people have a very complicated relationship with food. Yeah. And I guess I'm just picking up what you're saying is like, look, if you had a few beers and a takeaway and a kebab or whatever last night, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Now just go again today. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just go again. It doesn't mean everything's blown out the water. And I think you've got to be a little bit, give yourself some leeway. Nothing has to be perfect.
100% agree. And we are all genetically different. So we're genetically different in our build, but we're also genetically different into how we feel hunger. And that's one of the big issues. You may be able to sit and eat a roast dinner and think, oh, that was delicious. I'm done now. Whilst I might still see a few roast potatoes sitting in the tray and think, I'm just going to keep going.
Or a cake for dessert.
Can I I don't know if you've ever heard this as a doctor, but this is a thing that I thought everybody did, and I realise it's quite a genetic thing. My brother's the same as me. When I get full, and rather than I've got to finish this plate, when I get full, I find even the idea of another bite exhausting, and I'll look at a plate. I used to drive my mum mad when I was a kid because she'd be like, finish your dinner, and I'm like, I can't, Mum, I can't. And she used to get annoyed with me because I think she thought I was just trying to get ice cream or sweets or whatever. And I'd leave and I'd go and watch TV or do my homework or whatever, and then I would come down and warm my dinner up and then eat it like in 2 stages because I couldn't face it all in one. And psychologically, it was such a strong feeling that I would look at what was left on my plate and go, that is such an enormous amount of food, I can't get through it. Then I'd go away for an hour, I'd come back and I'd go, it's like 3 mouthfuls. But literally my brain was looking at the same amount of food and processing it completely differently. I don't know if that's something that other people have said to you that you've encountered, but like it was a very clear memory for me that.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of us, it's the other way around.
Right.
So we are completely full, but our brain is telling us, no, we can still manage a little bit more of that cake or whatever it is.
When I was training, I used to do boxing training and stuff like that, I used to be told the best thing to do to burn food off is have 5 small meals rather than 3 large meals. So make your meal sizes smaller, make your plate smaller. And less you can burn off more, the less food you eat. If you eat a massive plate of food, doesn't matter how much exercise you do, you're only going to burn off so much of it. So I was encouraged. So I actually do have smaller portions now. I have more portions, but smaller of them throughout the day.
And that's so interesting because the two of you are just describing completely different ways of you managing your own way. And that's what we want to say to everybody listening, really. Everyone's different. You're going to find things that are different. When I speak to my patients who are struggling with weight, I say, where do you fall down? What is it with you? Rather than giving them a general lecture about food, I say, some of them will go, oh, it's late night snacking, or some of them will be, oh, my meals are too big, whatever it is. And we're all different. And it's about taking away the blame and the shame and the guilt and saying, okay, what can we proactively do? And it's, there is help with medication. That is a big game changer for many people. But it's also about getting support and advice and help and encouragement.
What about this? Because people put weight down to food, but drinks are massive. Like, I don't want to mention the brand, but we all know the highest intake of sugary drinks that are out there. The fizzy drinks, the Coca-Colas, the Fantas, and all that. I might as well mention them now.
I like that we're not going to mention brands apart from
Coca-Cola
brands.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Right. But sugary drinks with a high calorie rate of sugar, if you drink them instead of water, you're going to put on weight. And
Can I jump in as an extension of that question? It's the same point he's making. Again, I see a lot of this on social media. I see a lot of things getting called out on social media. And I'm going to make a statement now that I think is absolutely correct, and I'd like you to tell me whether it is or not, because people are going to jump on it and go, no, there's this. 5 small meals a day, or diet drinks instead of other sugar drinks, blah, 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 blah. There's loads of ways to manage food and your relationship with food. But at its bottom line, biologically and scientifically, if there's fewer calories going in than there's calories going out, you will lose weight.
Yes, I think that is pretty much true. It is maybe oversimplistic in some ways because of the complexity of weight, and calories are also sometimes metabolized slightly differently by different people. And there's a lot about insulin spikes, particularly with sugar. So you might have only a relatively small number of calories in the form of, say, sugar, but because it spikes your insulin, it then makes you feel hungry later, which is what the issue is with the diet drinks. There's no calories in a Diet Coke, but it spikes your insulin because your body's fooled into thinking it's sugar, and then that makes you hungry later on and changes the way you actually eat. So
it's very complex, isn't it? The whole thing.
So complex.
Well, which brings me to really the question is, okay, so if you're watching this or listening to this and you're like, do you know what, I'm just feeling like maybe I want to have a conversation about weight loss. Where do you come in? Where does Newman come in to that?
So Newman has a weight loss program. It's very important not just to think about things in terms of medication, because we need to think about things in terms of exercise and lifestyle too. What we don't want is patients potentially taking medication which ends up with them losing muscle.
Yeah, you need to keep resistance training up
and then potentially stopping treatment a year later and going back to a state of health that is worse than before they started, which can happen. People often gain weight after using medication. So what we're really looking at is supporting people through a weight loss program, which can include medication, but is also about changing the way that you look at food. And this is why we have health coaches who are incredible. They're so much more knowledgeable than I am about behavioural changes and helping people on that journey.
So is it fair to say that, okay, medication is available as part of the treatment, but there's also psychological help, just general lifestyle help, and an entirely holistic way of looking at the entire issue?
Absolutely. And it's about changing the way you look at food. And that's hard because a lot of these are deep-seated. They're in us from childhood. Classically what you said about your mum making you finish what's on your plate, that was a big thing when we were kids. Now we probably would say to parents, probably best not to do that, this idea that you have to finish your food. And then, even with my own kids, it's very difficult not to say, oh, you did really well at school, so I'm going to reward you with an ice cream. Oh, you're upset because you had a bad day at school. Let's go and get an ice cream. And those sort of psychological links we have and emotional links we have for food are really powerful and very difficult to break.
Also, we're all different. Some people can get away with eating certain things and not put any weight on. Some people can eat the same thing as they're eating, like you. I mean, he's a walking post. You know what I mean? Ralf says to me, I've got to carb up. I've got to try and put weight on.
I have to work really hard. If I'm in the gym
to put weight on. Well, there's some people who can look at a chip and put weight on. That's just how it is. Genetics, but also I think education and sometimes time. People go, I'm hungry. I'll just grab that. It's just it's easy. Whatever's easy, it's easy. I'll just phone a delivery. I'll just phone an app. I'll just go to that chippy and get that food.
Society is set up as well for to make money for convenience. So it's like, well, I'll just grab that and I'll just grab that and I'll just grab that. And of course, and we all do it. I've had to grab a sandwich today, this, that, the other. But like, the odds in many ways are kind of not stacked in the individual's favour. So I think this idea of of a holistic approach to it and taking away shame is going to be a massive thing. Taking away kind of trying to tell people that they're wrong and doing the wrong. I think it sounds really, really positive.
How many times have you heard people saying, if you want to lose weight, eat
less, move more? It's like, well, if it was that simple, everyone would do it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, look, we have an offer for if you're thinking about any listeners or viewers who are thinking, I want to have a discussion about weight loss and talk with Newman. You can get £84 off your first month of a Newman weight loss program in conjunction with us. You've just got to head to newman.com, that's NUMAN, to start your consultation. And just visit newman.com right now and have the conversation. Take charge of your health. Thanks for coming in, Dr. Dave.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it's been
Doctor.
great. Good to see you.
You too. So something we said in a previous episode, we were talking about like, because you dip in the crusts of toast in tea and all that sort of stuff, and listener questions. We had a discussion about snacks.
Yes.
And you were talking about you like carrot sticks in hummus. And I said, what about raw cauliflower in hummus?
Oh, you did mention that.
Peanut butter and celery.
You did
And
mention
I said,
that.
do you know what?
I hate celery.
Well, and I said, I'm going to make you try some peanut butter and celery and cauliflower dipped
Oh,
in
yeah.
hummus.
Have you got some?
Bring in the snacks.
Oh, I'm
Here we
hungry
go.
as well, which is a good
I'm
thing.
starving. I need to line my
I
stomach.
didn't think you could eat raw cauliflower. I mean, I know you
Why don't
can, but
think
why
you eat
would
raw
you?
Cauliflower?
Oh, I'm not a fan of peanut butter, though.
You don't like peanut butter? Is this decent peanut butter?
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Right.
I don't necessarily know that I recognise this brand of peanut butter, but we'll
Doesn't matter, does it?
We'll do
Peanut
what we
butter's
can.
peanut butter.
No, not
Right,
necessarily.
so
But
this is the
bearing
first
in
thing.
mind, we just talked to Dr. Dave about weight loss.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to put any weight on with this, am I? Some cauliflower and a pissing bit of
These are
hummus.
incredibly healthy snacks that when I'm actually doing my gym thing, which I'm clearly not bothering with at the moment, they're great snacks that are just like loads of fibre.
Can I ask you a question? Do you really stack on these? You're just winding me up. Do you like these?
I love it. Cauliflower and hummus is the easiest.
Well, how long have you been eating raw cauliflower and hummus?
My
Did you
entire life.
Did you not have anything to steam or boil your cauliflower?
Why do you want to boil it? It's absolutely
Steam
delicious,
it. You steam it.
In fact, I'll tell you what, just pass it over.
No, I'm going to go first.
No,
You've never had it.
I want to show you the techers.
No, I'm going to dip and
No,
eat.
there's techers.
Bullshit. There's techers. I've got my floret.
I'm looking at your floret there,
That was perfect, dippy.
and the stalk tends to be a little bit more bitter.
Well, that's
than
why I
the
was going to
actual
go in the
floret.
top bit.
Well, what I tend to do, here's your technique. Is I like to break off a little floret, which means it's like
Oh,
a
a
little
tiny bit.
management sweet, and then dip it in, get about that much on it,
Right, yeah.
and then it's magnificent. But you don't want too much stalk like that, so I would take that off.
So I was just going to dip the head in it. Is it called a head?
I don't know. It's probably a bit big, but
Well, I'll just bite off a corner. Stop fucking eating all my
There you
cauliflower.
go.
I've not had any yet.
let's see what you got. Let's see if you
Right,
can.
shall I use another bit then and break off a floret? Mm-hmm. Right, I broke off a tiny floret.
Yeah, that'll do.
This is going to be my first ever taste of raw
raw
cauliflower and hummus.
Or raw cauliflower anyway. Bit more hummus.
Fucking hell, I've covered it.
Bit more.
I've gone more
Yeah,
than
there you go.
have.
Perfect.
It's absolutely fabulous.
Isn't it delicious? I told you it's delicious. Isn't it the best?
You're not having any of this back.
Pass me the fucking hummus, you.
That's so nice.
Isn't it though?
Mate.
Isn't it like, hey, it's got no right to be that delicious, but it's fantastic.
I don't know if it's because I'm hungry, but wow.
Yeah.
Who the fuck?
I'll tell you what.
Because I usually go for the usual carrot stick or pepper.
If you're being healthy. But
That's
this
going
is
out.
so easy.
This is going
There's
out
no
like Christmas.
cutting up or anything. Just break off a floret, get some hummus, dip it in. Isn't it fantastic?
Guilt-free munch.
And absolutely delicious.
Wow.
All right. 1 for 1. Right.
Well,
Let's go celery and peanut butter, see if we can get 2 for 2.
all right.
Shall I do the honours?
I'm telling you now. That's a great
Right,
shout.
isn't it? Told you.
Wow.
There you go. You
Learn
bring me
something new every day,
You
huh?
bring me fucking buttered toast and dipped in tea, and I bring you this magical.
Wow, that was really good.
Yeah, leave it in the middle. I'm going to keep having it. I'm starving. Right. Okay.
Now, I do not like celery, and that everyone who knows me knows that.
Okay. Well, this might not work for you.
I'm just not a celery person.
We'll try it.
But I'm hoping the peanut butter does some sort of
Well,
thing with the combination. Do you know, like if you put something with something.
It's a taste sensation. It's
Taste-
a taste sensation.
What's it called? Was it ratatouille? You mix it together and you come up with a whole new flavour.
Yeah. Although I hate ratatouille, but I know what you're saying.
That doesn't look nice.
I know, but neither does cauliflower and hummus, right? Celery in the peanut butter in the groove of the celery.
Right.
Okay.
Do you like celery in the first place, though?
No, I mean, it's pretty flavourless and whatever, but...
It's not flavourless. Everyone says that about cucumbers, and I hate cucumbers.
Try that. Have a bite of that.
Right.
Celery and peanut butter.
I'm going in.
Stick with it. Tell me it's... Go on. It's all right, isn't it?
Not bad.
Two for two.
It beats away the taste of celery that I don't like.
But the crunch and the moisture and everything is nice, right?
I prefer the cauliflower.
And here's a little tip. This celery is this is sort of quite green and thick. But if you get a head of celery and you take away the outer sticks, I still eat that. But the inner ones that are a bit whiter, the sort of babyier celery, they're a bit sweeter with peanut butter.
Wow.
Mate, it is the snack of the gods.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, you're having it, aren't you?
I never eat celery.
Do you want some more?
No.
All right.
I'm going back to the cauliflower.
All right, you go back to the cauliflower. I'll stick with the celery and we'll crack on with our podcast.
Okay. That was wonderful.
There you go, everyone at home.
Hey.
Raw cauliflower and hummus, celery and peanut butter.
Hey, honest to God, when I first heard about it, I was like, why? But now I know. Just
you
these
go.
little mini florets in there.
And do you know what, right? As much as this is a hooray, fun little bit of chat, for real, it's not bad, is it? And
Not bad.
Since we were talking to Dr. Dave about weight loss with Newman.com, it is worth saying these are the kind of little tips and tricks that make, that's a delicious snack. You don't feel like you're missing out on anything.
Seriously, and I would be, my go-to would be a packet of crisps or something.
Yeah.
Which is not the best for you. I'm eating raw, Christian cauliflower.
Or also, a lot of people eat sort of crisps
like
dipped in
hummus.
hummus and stuff, but it's like switch it out for the celery. You can't go wrong.
Man, you cannot go wrong. This is belting.
Wow. 2 for 2. Very happy with that.
Very
right.
good.
What else has been going on in your world, sir?
All sorts. Apart from my teeth.
I can't help but notice
What?
when you were telling me the story about Spooktacular, you mentioned by name Tully's Farm several times. I assume that means you got a freebie.
No, it's nothing to do with freebie. I go there every year and I want to promote them because people who don't know about it, I want them to know about it.
How much did you pay for the tickets?
Nothing. But it's not about that. I get invited. They invite me every year.
Told you.
No, it's not just that. I go because I love it and my kids love it. And we have a great time. You're not a fan of that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I went to Disney World, didn't I? I saw the Halloween. So I do love it, but I haven't got kids. It's a bit fucking creepy if I'm there on my own.
Do you know what was? I'll tell you what was something. Remember, we were supposed to do that Comic-Con together.
Oh, yeah.
In
The Comic-Con,
Edinburgh.
but I couldn't do it because I was playing football in Italy.
You were playing football and you've injured yourself again.
And I've torn my groin.
Right.
I'm old.
Are you starting to notice now that you're getting older?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I did that Comic-Con and there was a person there.
Did you miss me?
I did actually, because there was people always coming up going, where's Ralph? Because they expect us to be together, right? And obviously Ricky was there, Tomlinson. He was there on his couch and doing his stuff for the Royal Family. And then you would have been there and then I was here.
Yeah.
So they were all asking me where, and I was like, he's playing football in Italy, couldn't be asked.
Yeah, fuck him.
They were all asking for you. But one thing that I was really looking forward to was someone who I knew very well, not spoke to for a while, was Hayden Christensen.
You did the bull run with him years ago.
I did, and I drove a car with him across America. We stayed in hotels together. And I had really
So
good
you got
time.
to know him for a short time, but quite well.
Yeah,
Quite
we swapped
intense.
numbers. We kept in contact for a while afterwards, and then life took over. My son was born, but then my daughter was born. He's now got a 10-year-old daughter. Anyway, I knew he was going to be there, and I was like, one of them awkward things is
Sorry, I've just sort of said, just in case people don't know, Hayden Christensen, who played
Darth Vader in Star
Anakin
Wars.
Skywalker in Star Wars.
Yeah. Anakin Skywalker, Star Wars. One of the nicest people you can meet. Anyway, I go there and I said to one of the team I was at my table with, I said, I wanted to make sure I say hello to Hayden. He said, oh, yeah, we'll take you over to where he is when you have a break. So it was coming up to our lunch break. So I said, I'll go over now. And you know what it's like at these Comic-Cons, there's queues for certain people. And there was an ex-Superman there. There was a few people from Men in Black. You know, the mixed race, I don't know if she's black or mixed race girl from Men in Black.
I assume there was a queue round the block for Anakin Skywalker.
It didn't go down. It was
The
just,
entire
he had his own room.
Yeah, I bet.
And I just was like, oh,
Me and you
my.
are like, hey, there's 6 people in our queue.
I've got 15
We're still
people
relevant. We're doing all right.
I was busy all day. I'm not complaining. Great. I was charging a lot less.
Yeah.
The Star Wars people. But anyway, I go there. I remember my son Jaden is probably the biggest Star Wars fanatic. And his favourite is Anakin Skywalker. He just loves what he does with the lightsaber and all that. Anyway, I go to see him and I'm thinking, what if he doesn't remember me? It's been
There's always that tricky
been 10
bit,
years. But not if he does and he just goes, hey, nice to see you again.
Yeah, you think, oh, this
I was like, awkward.
Yeah.
Anyway, because obviously been seeing him and he lives in America. I go and they walk me around the back of his table and I'm sort of stood at the side. So he's not seeing me yet and he's signing. And he finishes signing and he looks up and he stands up and he just embraces me and he's like, I've been thinking about you, man.
Oh,
he said, I was in London. I was hoping to run into you.
Who did he think you were?
What?
Well, he obviously mistook you for somebody else.
No, me.
Oh,
dickhead.
he don't.
He'd been in England. He'd seen me on TV in England.
Okay.
And he said, I didn't know how to get hold of you. Anyway, he said, I'm during a lunch break. Come back afterwards. And we sat for about half an hour, reminisced, swapped numbers. And I had a little picture with him, and he did a little message for Jaden. So it made me, for once, I was a cool dad, because that was it. He said hello, Jaden, and we're going to keep in touch. And he said, I've been in England for ages. He said, I didn't have your number to get hold of you. And it was such a relief. What?
Is he living here now?
No, he's back over in America, I think. But he's on tour. But I think he was working out or something. He took a bit of time out to bring his daughter up. And he said, now what's great is, there's these spin-offs of Star Wars now, you'll know more about them.
Yeah, loads. Yeah.
These little series spin-offs. And he said, because of AI technology now, they can de-age him and stuff, so he can go and do stuff where he was younger, because he's aging a bit now. Yeah. But the story I wanted to say is, it was so nice, like no time had passed, because we did have a special bond when we met, and I just didn't know whether it was going to be the same. And it was great, and we've swapped numbers, and we're going to keep in touch. And I said to Jane, I said, he's going to come over one day, and he said, I just don't know what to do.
Really?
Imagine if Anakin Skywalker sat in your living room.
Jaden that starstruck by him.
He said he is up there with him and who's his favourite Spider-Man? Tobey Maguire. Yeah. Them two are his ultimate all-time.
Jaden's not starstruck by me at all.
Well, you're not in fucking
really
Star Wars.
Fucking irritated.
Why would he be starstruck
Who
by
does
you?
he think he is?
Why would he be starstruck? Wait, they're untouchable.
He doesn't even have the decency to get nervous when he's talking to me.
Nah, well, he went on tour with us last year. He's had your farting all over the gaff and everything.
True. Yeah, well, I feel like once you've smelled somebody's farts, you're just less starstruck by them.
It was a moment of, I was really chuffed that between us, nothing had changed, but also it was nice that, for once, I could be a cool dad and do something for him that he can keep.
Well, I think I told you on the podcast, it's like I did a few days filming and I bumped into Simon Pegg again. Did I tell you this on the podcast? Yeah.
How was it?
So, did I say that? Did I say this on the podcast?
I don't think so.
Did I not?
Go on, you worked with Simon Pegg again?
Well,
have you worked with him before?
No, so here's basically, and it's a similar story, not to give away the ending, right? Yeah. But it's a similar story. And we worked it out. I first met Simon Pegg. We were filming The Royal Family in 1999 at Ealing Studios. And Simon Pegg was doing a thing with Sienna Miller in the studio next door that never really went anywhere. It was a TV show that never really went anywhere. It was called Hippies. But I just remembered that. And so it just so happened it was midsummer, so we just sat in the garden at Ealing Studios, this really sort of cute, like cottagey studio. And we sat in the garden, we were having lunch, and we were just chatting together. And that's the first time I met him. I bumped into him a handful of times over the years, but that was the first time we ever met, and we chatted over a few days. And he was just sound. He was lovely. And I was in the Royal Family. I was 19, and it was, hopefully this is going to be a big thing.
What was the series he was in at the time?
Spaced.
That was it, yeah.
Created and co-wrote.
Wow, talented man.
Yeah, very. And Spaced's biggest problem, its only kind of fault, if you will, was that it was made at the same time as the Royal Family. So it should and would have won every.
It was very different, wasn't it?
Very different and kind of niche and cult, whereas the Royal Family
a bit like the Mighty Boosh was.
Exactly. Whereas the Royal Family was kind of more mainstream. I think Spaced is a work of art. I think it's absolutely genius, but it just came at the same time as us, and so it didn't win any awards.
It was all about the Royal Family.
But Simon was lovely about it. Anyway, my point is that. He hadn't really made it at this point. He'd done Space, and it was sort of in the intervening 26 years. Wow. In the intervening 26 years, wow. I've bumped into him a handful of times, but I've not worked with him and spent a full day chatting to him or whatever, and had dinner and all this sort of stuff. Simon Pegg has written Shaun of the Dead,
Hot Fuzz,
The World's End.
Yeah.
He's been
Paul.
Yeah, sorry, Paul. Yeah, so he's written
Hollywood.
He's written a trilogy of hugely successful global films that are still beloved. He's been in Star Trek, Star Wars.
Wow.
Doctor Who,
Mission Impossible,
and the
big part,
the huge Mission Impossible franchise. It would be hard to imagine a bigger metrics of The Boys.
He was amazing in The Boys.
Hard to imagine a bigger metric of success.
Yeah,
and I worked with him for that couple of days, and he is exactly the same as when I chatted to him in 1999.
It's great, isn't it?
Not one bit of him has changed. But not only that, it's even nicer than that he's not changed. He's also, you don't have to pretend that he's not a massive success. He's neither big-headed, but he just treats it like it's like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, it was cool. Oh, and here's a cool story. And he told me a cool story about being on Star Wars, but he didn't tell me like he was like, yeah, when I was just sort of on Star, he was like, he knew I was interested. So he said, oh yeah, I had this really cool moment and wasn't that great? And I just, you know what? I don't need this episode of the podcast to be a Simon Pegg appreciation.
No, I'm saying the same about Hayden though. It's the same thing. Lovely.
It was
when
just,
people are nice.
It wasn't that he was just nice, but he was so utterly unaffected by the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was just like, that is exactly where you want.
I think sometimes people who are not as successful are the worst ones.
The rung down.
They feel like they've got to big themselves
desperately
up.
Trying to prove something.
And it's not necessary. You know, be happy with your success and wherever you are in life. You're lucky to be where you.
Do you know what? Fuck it. I'm probably only saying this because we're very honest on this podcast, and maybe I've had too much to drink and too much cauliflower and hummus. But yeah, maybe I went through a period where I was a bit like that. I don't think I did. I don't remember. I
spoke about one of the podcasts where I was doing the music. I left the ground a little bit.
That's what I mean. I don't remember.
It can happen.
I don't remember a specific moment or story or thing I did where I was like, oh, I probably did that. But look, I just think on general principles, I probably had a brief period where I was like, and then I grew up a little bit and it was like, mate, just chill.
You have to have a word with yourself.
You don't have anything.
I think it's always good to check in with yourself, making sure you're all right.
100%.
But I think the key to that is, though, I mean, look at them, both of them, Hayden and Simon Pegg, the careers they've had. And again, both of them are not changed. And I said Hayden was just, he's the nicest guy you could meet. Yeah. And probably a bit embarrassed by it all. You know, he's not, you know, it's why he took a break from it. Star Wars is
You've told me he's
global.
Quite private.
Chill. It's from Canadian.
Yeah,
and you know what Canadians are like?
Bloke,
and his brother's named Tove. So if you've got a brother called Tove, it means your parents are quite hippie.
Yeah, you've got to be chill. You can't have a brother named Tove and not be chill.
Well, put it this way, he was getting a private jet to Amsterdam after the Comic-Con.
Yeah,
he was doing a Comic-Con in Amsterdam.
Yeah. I mean, we've done Comic-Cons, but they've never private jetted us in.
No, he didn't even mention it. He said, yeah, I'm going to Amsterdam after this.
Yeah? What flight? You getting
No, I didn't say
you getting an easy jet from Edinburgh Airport?
Well, it was afterwards. That night I spoke because I was so good seeing Hayden today. I said, is he gone already? He said, well, he's flying out to the Comic-Con in Amsterdam. They've sent him a private jet to pick him up.
Yeah, I bet they
I was like, they don't do that for us.
No, 2 pints doesn't have quite the same reach.
But you know what? Again, no, it's all about measuring your success on whatever you want. And I couldn't be happier with where we are. I sent you a text the other day just saying, look at what we built. Do you know, we had our show out on TV, we got our podcast, we've got our tour, and it's like, look around. Sometimes you got to stop, get off the bus and just go, fuck, this is amazing what's happening to us.
I've spent my entire career trying to get away from you, and I've suddenly just accepted that basically I'm trapped.
I felt the sign. We might as well just enjoy it now. We're on this ride together.
Let's end it there, but let's end it on exactly what you just said. And I have said this in the podcast before, but I spent a lot of my life going, it's not that I don't have ambition anymore. It's not that I don't want things to.
Yeah.
But I feel very privileged and lucky to not be worried about it. It's a good
feeling, though.
I don't want everything to fall down.
Everyone gets that feeling.
I don't want everything to fall down. I still want to be able to do the things I'm doing. But it's nice to go, do you know what? I've hit a level where I'm like,
I'm all right.
I'm happy with that. I've done more than I've been lucky enough to achieve more than I ever thought I would. Rather than going, yeah, this is all good, but I need an Oscar and I need this and I need that. I'm like, no, do you know what? It feels quite freeing to just be like, this is pretty good.
I think when people say, what is success? What you just said is exactly what success is. When you can wake up and go, do you know what? I'm happy.
I've reached a level where I'm like, I'm not chasing anything anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I welcome it if it comes.
Of course.
But I'm all right.
Yeah, and I think that means you're at one with yourself, and you know what? I've achieved probably more than I ever dreamt of, and I'm really happy with all that.
Well, I really enjoyed that. It's nice. It's a nice chat.
No, it was nice, good chat.
Don't forget that we have What Would William Tell on a Wednesday, Swift Half on a Friday. You can watch all of this on YouTube. Also, a reminder, because we partnered with Newman.com, you can actually, this is a new offer. So
wow.
Listen to this. You can get £84 off your first month of a Newman weight loss program.
Wow.
So you just head to Newman.com. That, of course, is NUMAN.com to start your consultation. Visit Newman.com now and take charge of your health. Get to grips with it. We're also, of course, in the middle of our tour.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Amazing. Mate. Come out. If you haven't been, and we're coming to you soon, come and see us.
Read that from Halifax Down.
The November Nonsense Tour. We are in Halifax on the 19th of November, the 20th of November, Sheffield, the 21st of November, Nottingham, and the 22nd of November, Stoke.
And for some reason it's not on there, but the 28th of November,
Llandudno.
And as I've said before, I owe you an apology because you were pronouncing it correctly. And
Yeah, it's Llandudno, yeah.
erroneously corrected you. So
Come out and see us. We guarantee you a good laugh and have a bit of fun with us.
It's been good. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
The beer's going down very well. Thank you so much to Beowulf for our Blade home draft. Amazing.
It's an amazing bit of kit. Get it in your house or put it in your bar.
You can head over
to
beowulf.com. That's spelled beer, BEER. WULF, beerwolf.com to order your Blade home draft starter pack with £100 off today.
£100 off?
I know, it's decent, isn't it?
Mate, that's great.
Festive season coming up.
Yeah, but they are £7,000.
75 grand. I think, so you get £100 off.
No, they're not.
They're reasonably priced. So head over there and get £100 off today. Of course, please enjoy responsibly. I know we've been laughing about how drunk I am, but this is 2.5 pints over 4 hours. What's more worrying me is how that has happened.
Yeah, well, like I've said, if you're going to drink, make sure you get the lining in first. You've got to eat first. Get your food in you.
Other than that, we will see you for the next one. And cheers.
Always. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for watching.
Would you like some cauliflower and hummus to finish off?
Give me that colour.
I thought you might.
Shovel it in there.
I thought you might. I
can't wait to get home and tell the wife.
I know.
She's not going to believe me. I'm going to get a plate of it out tonight.
Also, your farts are going to be awful.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't mind that.
I'm going for the celery and peanut butter.
See you later, everyone. Ta-da.